spiritual day. And as busy as I am, I have summary judgment motions due in federal courts right now. I mean, big ones with a lot on the line. And as busy as I am in the trenches behind enemy lines in Black Lawyers for Justice, something spiritual has brought me into this circle. And so I'm happy you have invited me, and I'm happy to see such an esteemed group of sisters and brothers that are standing up for something that I know means a lot to me. It means a lot to you, and it means a lot to our people, and it can solve our problems. I'm talking about the Black Panther. And so as much of an attorney as I am, as much as behind enemy lines as I am, as I'm always at my core, I can't get around it, as I was baptized by my teacher, Dr. Khalid Muhammad. You know, I have a Black Panther inside of me, and I believe that there's a Black Panther inside of every Black man and woman in America. I believe that every Black person in America and around the world, that there's a freedom fighter inside of them, that there's a part of them that wants justice and liberation. And therefore, this Black Panther is much more than an organization. It's light years away from being a formation. The Black Panther in and of itself is spiritual, it's cultural, it's political, and Black Panther is divine in and of itself. There's spirituality in the Black Panther, and you can find God in the Black Panther, because where you find liberation for our people, God's chosen people, there you find God. And if the Black Panther is what it has been since 1965, and the coming of Brother Kwame or Brother Stokely, the coming of Brother Huey and Sister Assata Shakur, and all Geronimo Pratt and all of the Panther greats, since the coming of the Honorable Dr. Khalid Muhammad and all the other greats in our movement, and Mari Obadeli, Chokwe Lumumba, and others. We are honored just to be any part of this. So I'm here as an advisor and an attorney for this Black Panther movement, and everything that I'm studying that has been developed here and that I have been asked to advise on. I think it looks great. And I think it has the potential to meet the challenges of the time. What is the time? There's an enemy to the rise of Black people in the White House. There's an enemy to Africa in the White House. White racism and white supremacy and outright hostility towards Black people is rising towards an all-time high. My mother is from Macomb, Mississippi, and she was a secretary for Medgar Evers in 1960. And she says to me about the current environment and what the President of the United States is teaching, my mother tells me, oh, this is worse than what it was in the 1960s. She said in the 1960s, they would try to at least pretend and hide that they weren't as racist as they are. She said this is worse than the 60s, and she is from Macomb, Mississippi, and worked under Medgar Evers in Jackson, Mississippi. The time, sisters and brothers, have brought me into the meeting. The time has brought me out of the courtroom. The time has brought you all out of division, factionalism, arguing, messiness, stumbling, fumbling, dissatisfaction, traitorship, betrayal, hypocrisy, foolishness that has left the greatest force that can liberate our people on the side of the road. But today, it appears to me, looking at this, that the dry bones in the valley are coming together. The dry bones appear to be coming together, and that's what puts a smile on my face, and that's what's convincing me that the Most High, that God, however you describe God, is in this room and in this movement. And for those that will watch this tape, because this tape and this meeting is going to be spread all over America. This is equivalent to some of the founding fathers of America coming together for Black people, founding and fathers of our Black nation. The dry bones are coming together. And the book of Ezekiel says that first that the Son of Man came and blew on the dry bones, okay? He blew on the dry bones and they shook and they rattled, but they did not all the way stand up. So what does that mean? That means that we have been blessed by God with leadership that has served us, that have died for us, that have killed for us, that have been assassinated under by the United States government, been assassinated by white racists. Leadership that has come that has been incarcerated and currently incarcerated. A heavy price has been paid for us to come and even say that we are part of this. And that price that have been paid, they have come and given us their service, and that's equivalent to what is in the book of Ezekiel, saying that they blew on the dry bones. But as we know that we have not all the way stood up, because if we had adhered to the message of Huey P. Newton, adhered to the message of Stokely and Kwame Ture, if we adhered to the message of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, if we adhered to the message of El Hajj Malik Shabazz, Brother Minister Malcolm X, had we adhered to the founders of the Black Panther Party, and we adhered to the founders of the Republic of New Africa, and we adhered to the elders, we wouldn't be here right now trying to reconstitute something. But it is what it is. But what's better than is what it is that these bones are coming together. Now, when I heard y'all state this teaching that there must be a Black Panther raised up in every household, I said, oh, we got something here. I say, if this is what this group, the Black Panther movement, is teaching, that we must have a Black Panther in every household, then I say, oh, we got something needed in this time. Because MAGA is a mass movement for white people. MAGA has hillbillies, MAGA has attorneys, MAGA has the richest billionaires in this world, MAGA has old straw chewing, tobacco chewing, crackers and Klan in it. MAGA has poll workers in precincts, MAGA is in every state. The MAGA movement is a mass movement for white power and white racism. And I said, well, God damn it. MAGA is organizing for the white man who is standing up strong for the Black man. It can't be the Black Democratic leadership who one day is their strongest of stances for affirmative action or DEI, and at worst, they are in the hip pocket of AIPAC and they're spokesmen for the Zionists. Well, I say, well, the Democrats have been taking a whooping and got their behinds beaten. They can't be representing Black people. Who is representing Black people? Who can Black people be counted on that's going to stand for them, organize for them, fight for them, train for them? Who is it in America? And so I said where it is, and then here come these young brothers and sisters that I'm on here right now. And I say, oh, we got something cooking. So these bones are coming together. I'm honored to be on here as I move to a close. So y'all know I can go on, but y'all got my spirit up. I had took this off. I haven't worn this button in some years. And I swear to you right now, sometimes I have taken this button off of my chest and I have threw it to the ground. And I have said, don't bring that goddamn Black Panther shit to me ever again. I have said that in some of my private moments. I have looked at that uniform, looked at my history, and I have threw it in the closet, and I didn't want nothing to do with it because of trauma and pain caused by my own people and caused by this enemy. So I thank God for you all. And I'm honored to be here on with people that believe that this can be a mass movement, that this can be raised up in every household, that there's a space for a human rights and a civil rights activist like Brother John Barnett to come in and advise and help us. A man that's on legal cases and fighting for our peoples and police departments every day. He's on top of it. I'm glad to be here with a man like that. I'm glad to be here with him who people that know where the action is. They're brothers and sisters who know where the action is. Our brother Grandmaster Jay knew where the action was. We can't go on further here. We free here and not remember that we have political prisoners behind bars today that are suffering for standing for our cause. Mumia Abu Jamal, all of the Black Panther prisoners and BLA prisoners, Imam Jamil Al-Amin and others, they are suffering and incarcerated for our cause. That's why I'm here today. Brother Grandmaster Jay is behind bars because he knew where the action was. And some brothers and many brothers and sisters who are with him and some who are here today and others who will come aboard. We respect the fact that you knew where the action was, and I want you to know that you meeting kindred souls here. We know where the action is. We are the students of Khalid Muhammad. We are looking for a fight. We're not running from a fight. We're looking for a fight. And so I'm coming up off of some historical fights in Rankin County, Mississippi, and my history speaks for itself. All over this nation, I've been fighting. And God is blessing me now to fight with my sisters and brothers. John Barnett, you're a dry bone. Brother Yasuk here. Thank you you keep bothering me about this Black Panther. And I keep saying, brother, no, I don't want nothing to do with it. But he's convinced me to be an advisor here to this board of leadership. And now it's looking good. And so thank you, Las Vegas, Brother Anthony Johnson, Brother Yasu, and others for just believing and holding the line, because these dry bones are coming together and now some help is coming. I want to thank my elder, Mumoja Ajabu in Indiana, the elder. They say he's the director of Pan-African Affairs. They say he's headed to South Africa, that he's headed to West Africa. The rumor has it, I don't know, that he's headed to Burkina Faso to see the great African leader in Africa, President Touré of Burkina Faso. That's what I heard. It's just a rumor. I don't know nothing about it. But from what I'm understanding, this movement is in South Africa. I think on the line, he should be on the line from South Africa, Chris Sankara from South Africa, and that the Black Panther movement is getting ready to be real strong in Africa. I heard a rumor that President Touré was going to be wearing a Black Panther within the next month. That's what I heard. I heard that this Black Panther is gonna spread through Africa, Europe, Asia, and America like a wildfire, and helping it is a wicked white racist named Donald Trump. Every time he opens his mouth, he's opening up the door for a freedom fighter to step forward. Every time he puts his ugly face on the screen, growling, he put a tariff on Africa, shut down the Black Museum, go against something Black, go against Africa, speak ill of us and oppressed people. Every time he does it, another door opens in another household for a Black Panther to raise up in every household. Thank you, Donald Trump, for being the devil you are. Because if you were not the devil, we wouldn't be on the line today. If Joe Biden had become the president, we'd still be in factions and fractions. But the book of Ezekiel said not only did they speak to the dry bones, but that the winds came and whipped the dry bones. And when the whipping came on the dry bones, they came together to stand up as what? An exceedingly great army. The winds are on us now, giving us this chance, man. It's the wind that's on us. It's the God in you, but it's the wind whipping on you. Thanks to the dry bone of Sister Nzinga and Imam Akbar and Brother Rahim here in the Mid-Atlantic region. Thank you all for being who you are. Thank you for being the Black Panthers who you are. And to anything that I can do here to advise against fratricide and the disintegration of this Black Panther and to help us and you all bring it together, I'm here to advise. And I'm here to tell you tonight, to those that will hear this and study this tape and who are hearing this message right now, that this has not been easy. From my study of this process, this has been equivalent to a pregnancy that has evolved over several months to come to this moment right now. Some of us on this phone, everybody here that will come into this movement has not necessarily liked each other or got along with each other perfectly in harmony. And we're saying, so what? We're saying here that over time that we're here to show you an example, man, of how pain and disagreement can be overcome through the Spirit of God and the God in the brotherhood and the sisterhood, and how that pain is overcome to do something very valuable and necessary for the complete liberation of our people. And so we're getting to know each other better, to feel each other better, to take time with each other better, to not believe the rumor or the innuendo or the allegation against one another, but to, as the book of Ma'at and the teachings of Kemet say, to try one's heart according to the weight of the feather and the scales, and try each other's hearts, and to sit with each other, eat with each other, struggle with each other, question each other, deal with each other, and find the God in each other. And so, Sister Nzinga, I think that you're going to be great. I think honestly speaking, that this is your time. And anybody that will criticize my alliance with Sister Nzinga, I want to let you know that this is a testimony to Black love. And this is a testimony to not believing rumors or allegations or even our own misinterpretations of each other. This is a testimony that if we give each other a chance as a people, look for the better side of each other as a people and be righteous towards one another, all the wounds can be healed and the dry bones can come together, and they coming together in this hour. Brother Rahim in Norfolk, your time, brother, has come. This your time, young. This for young people. That's why I'm advising. I'm like an OG. I'm an elder. This your time, young man. And I see a Black Panther coming in every household in Norfolk. I see in that area where Nat Turner was raised up, Panthers coming everywhere from what I see. And if this is true that y'all want Panthers in every household, I think you're gonna let the construction worker be a Panther. I think you're gonna let the lawyer be a Panther. I think you're gonna let the person be a Panther, even if they don't come to your chapter meetings or your organizational meetings, but they participating with us and they on our in our movement and doing what they can and paying dues and supporting us. I think you're gonna love them. Is that right? I think this movement said that we're going to accept black people where they are, whether they got berets on or they just got suits and ties on or they just got whatever on. Long as they got something on and they want our people free, I think that y'all are saying here from what I'm reading is that you're going to let them in and you're going to find a place for struggle. And that this Black Power movement, this Black Panther movement will challenge this MAGA movement. Okay, so love you. Brother Akbar, I'm trying to close fast as I can. Brother Imam Akbar. Brother, you may not be as young as Raheem, but your future's still ahead also. Because you have been through a lot and done a lot. And you are OG in this movement, brother, and I honor you and I love you. And to anybody who would say, well, how could you sit on a panel or a room with Imam Akbar? I'm going to say, you don't know Ambassador Sheikh Imam Akbar like I know him. You know him like you know him, and I know him like I know him. I happen to have known him for 26 years in this movement. I have known him through some times all the way down dirty in this movement. I have known him through times when he has had my back, when nobody had my back, where he has struggled and labored and been with me and traveled like nobody had my back. You say, yeah, well, I got it, but a couple of years, 2 years ago, where he said he was the chairman of the new Black Panther Party, and I got it right here. He had his own central committee, and he did this and he did that. Okay. So goddamn what? Pardon my language. You can't decide for me who I'm friends with based on my interactions with them. You can give me your opinion, but ultimately I'm the decider of who I choose to deal with. And so when Akbar and I bumped heads a couple years ago, you have to weigh that and measure that against 25 years of history. And you have to also weigh that against the fact that Brother Akbar has people that vouch for him because he is a committed man of struggle. You come around Washington, D.C. and try to organize and do something, they're going to say, well, where's Brother Akbar? I just talked to Brother Akbar. He does not have respect for no reason. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody on this line perfect. We've all had fumbles. We've all thrown interceptions. Okay, but the question is, can we get over it? You who are criticizing me, you don't call my phone and invite me to nothing. Brother Akbar calls me every day, all day. He's on me. I say, that's my brother. Because he's my brother, man. He's a student of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And we go way back and we're Muslims and that's that. That's that. He's going to be, I see him in this movement that seeing greats. This movement, far as I see, don't have a chairman, but there's leadership all in here. And I see this leadership rising to the top without limit. I'd be happy to watch it. Brother Grandmaster Jay, I'm sorry that he is incarcerated. But I know that he has people that have supported him and that he has trained that live on. And therefore, these men are valuable. I'm honored to be here with another dry bones. These dry bones are coming together. Brother Crazy Horse and Superior G. Did I get that right? Superior G, and Brother Crazy Horse, and others, Brother Impact, and Red Storm, Sister Queen Red Storm, Brother Red Cloud, and others. I mean, now we got some diversity coming up here in this thing, right? We got that diversity coming. Sisters and brothers, I have the ultimate respect for these men. I have the ultimate respect for some of these soldiers that I have met by way of Sister Queen Nzinga and Brother Akbar. Also, shout out to Brother Hot Sauce, who I know already, and others that Brother Mamoja and I know already, but we're family. We're family, and so we've come together, and I'm happy to have met these persons, and I can tell you that an exceedingly great army is on the way. That's all I can tell you. An exceedingly great army, a well-trained army that is going to make self-defense sweep Black America like a wildfire. And in here are some of the best defensemen, trainers, and warriors, and from what I see, ex-military people anywhere in America. And self-defense that would make Geronimo Pratt and Khalid Muhammad proud and Minister Malcolm X proud is on the way. I honor you, Big Brother Crazy Horse and Superior G and others, and I'm looking forward to all of this just coming together. I'm looking forward to these dry bones coming together. And so I think on the line, if I'm not mistaken, also from Florida, and the leader of the National Reparations Movement is on the line. I think Brother Rashad, but I just tell you that the National Reparations League, from what they say to this board and others, from what I'm hearing, they say that the whole National Reparations League, the whole National Reparations League and all of their chapters are also going to be in the Black Panther movement. That's what I'm hearing around the country. I think Ramzu from Africa's on. If he hadn't been waiting, he should come back on. I think they said I'm to introduce these two. I think Africa's on. I hope Sankar from Africa is on. Rashad from the reparations movement is on. And
Brother Attorney, yes, sir, they are on.
Okay, so let me move.
Yeah, let me and both of them are on. Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me move quickly then, because I'm gonna be even happier, man. I mean, hey, man, we can fulfill the book. That's what I want to say to you. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. Oh, Melina Abdullah. I don't know if she's on. She's at a conference, but I bring you greetings from the leader of Black Lives Matter Grassroots. Not the Black Lives Matter that y'all criticize and don't like, but Black Lives Matter Grassroots. The vice president for Dr. Cornel West, Melina Abdullah, is signed on to be an advisor to the Black Panther movement. And they have 40 chapters around the country. And she's the leader of 40 chapters, and they are going to be coming closer here. She's here. And so I welcome her. And I got to say also that Dr. Cornel West says that he's going to be an advisor to the Black Panther movement. And if you see Dr. Cornel West out there and he got a Black Panther button on his chest, don't be surprised. Okay? So I have to close here and say that we can fulfill scripture. We're fulfilling scripture, and I think we're doing it in the right way. I don't want anybody else out there to be offended or think that this is this has nothing to do with a slight against any other organization. This is, from what I'm being told, this is not a formation. This is well beyond a formation. This is a movement designed to cure the problems of Black people. This is not just another group of Black Panthers saying, well, we're going to do this. We have a group over here and there's another group over there. From what I'm understanding, this is big, and this movement is designed to cure the problems of the Black world. And so with that being stated, I think next is going to read point number 7 of the platform. We had point number 6, but I won't go over all that. Point number 6 deals with justice. Point number 6 means that it says that that wherever the injustice occurs, the duty of the Black Panther is to fight and organize against injustices and atrocities being perpetrated against our people. The 6th point of this Black Power program says a Black Panther shall be knowledgeable about the legal rights of our people dealing with the police and other legal matters. Justice demands the freedom of all political prisoners from BPP and the Black Liberation Army and other revolutionary movements. We further demand and organize an end to mass incarceration and criminalization of Black people and Black youth, Black Power. So as the attorney, I'm going to be supplying legal documents to the whole movement. So while you're out on the streets, you know your 4th Amendment rights, you know your constitutional rights, you know your 2nd Amendment rights, and anytime you encounter a police officer, you are able to click off the meanings of reasonable suspicion, the lawful rules for detainment, what to do and not to do with the police, so that every Black Panther and the Black Panther movement is like a little lawyer themselves. And as a little lawyer yourself, you will be very knowledgeable like Huey P. Newton of the law, and then you will go out and teach the masses of 40 million Black people their constitutional and human rights in terms of dealing with the police and self-defense. And due to this, you will become superior in this hour. So to read point number 7, self-determination and reparations, I've been tasked to bring forth the next speaker, Brother Rashad Singleton, the leader of the National Reparations League and a professional athlete who has pledged to now go after professional athletes. As our program comes together, somebody has got to go to the NBA. Somebody has got to go to the NFL. Somebody has to go to the athletes and say, I know you too don't like Donald Trump and what he's doing, but here it is, Mr. LeBron James. Here it is, Mr. Ja Morant. Here it is, brother. Here's hope that you can support, because we're training Black people. We're patrolling the community. This group here is patrolling the community, training Black people, and we got hope. And all we need is $100 million to make it work. Because I'm here to tell you that if they can give one man $100 million, if you give one movement like this $100 million, you will have liberation overnight. This group get $100 million, you shall see liberation. From what I'm seeing, I'm just advisor, so I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. Black Power. Okay, so bring on from the National Reparations League, our dear brother, Rashad Singleton, and then we'll hear from South Africa and Brother Ramzu in Egypt, and then they'll show you the website, and then we're out for now. But we're going to be on fire, and this message is going to go around the planet. I turned Brother Rashad. Are you here?
We also want to ask Queen
Yes, brother, I'm
Malika
here.
on that household, brother. She's online also before we get off to hear from her.
Okay, I'll turn it back over to you, sir. Let me just handle these men, and I'll turn it to you and the website, and we close, and then, man, y'all join. I recommend you join. That's all I can say. After reading all of the orders, after reading the 9 general orders, after reading the 7 points platform of this movement, the 7-point Black Power platform, after reading that, after reading the 5 duties of a Black Panther, after going over these very strong rules and regulations, after seeing the quality and the character of these sisters and brothers, I'm recommending this to all my friends and families, as long as they're not the police. I'm recommending this to all of them. Y'all come on in and get in where you fit in. Okay, Brother Rashad Singleton, thank you for your patience. They asked me to bring
Peace,
you
family.
on. Please come on.
Peace, family.
Go ahead,
Yes,
God.
yes. Can y'all hear me?
Go right ahead, brother.
Black Power. Okay, Black Power. Can you hear me?
Black Power, we hear
Black
you.
Power, Black Power.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay, excellent, excellent, excellent. Peace, family. I'm here at the Detroit Reparations Task Force. I'm outside. It's a dead spot inside, so I can't be talking for long. But I just want to let you know, reparations, 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 reparations. This is what we're talking about with the National Reparation League. We are about holding politicians accountable. We have developed something called the Reparations Report Card, where we want you to use that as the tool before you vote. We stand on if a politician is not for your vote, why are you voting for him? If he's not for your reparations, why are you voting for him? If he's not showing support for you, why are you voting for them? There is nobody that can say they can support you without dealing with reparations, okay? And we're not just holding it to politicians, we are also identifying businesses. There's this grocery store that you love so much. Do they care about reparations? Surely when you go to the closeout, they can say, do you want to give $2 to St. John's Hospital? Do you want to give $2 to this organization to plant trees? Where's the $2 for reparation movement and stuff like that? If a business does not support our reparations movement, they should not get our money. Point blank, period. And we will be identifying companies that are for our reparations, as well as we be identifying politicians that are for our reparations. This is not just a boycott. This is abandonment. We are leaving these crackers. We are leaving these racist institutions. We are leaving these people who we know don't give a damn about us. And you know, white folks only care about two things: loss of life and loss of profit. Okay. I want to thank Brother Shabazz for putting this together as he always does, one of the greatest masterminds in our entire nation. Shout out to all the elders. Shout out to the Afro-descendant nation. Shalom to everyone. Keep fighting, but never, never forget, no matter what we do, don't forget about the reparations that's owed. Let's put pressure on these people. God bless and shalom.
Okay. Okay. All right. So that's one of the, again, you see him on the video. You don't know brother's 7 feet tall, well dressed, and he has his own lane. So the reparations movement, many of them are going to also be in the Black Panther movement. From what I'm understanding, that you can be in your organization, but you can also be here in this movement. This is a movement. It's like a coalition. It's a movement with a board that carries it out, but it's broad. Okay, so next, from South Africa is, as they say, he is, from what I'm reading here, he's the leader of the Black Panther movement in Africa from South Africa. He's my longtime friend, and he's in the Pan-African Congress of Azania. He has been the national organizer, meaning a high-ranking official in the Pan-Africanist Congress of Azania, which is one of the longest-standing organizations that fought militarily against the apartheid government in South Africa. And that in this hour, he's also emerging as a leader on his own right in this hour. And from what I'm understanding, that the Black Panthers getting ready to be spread from Soweto to Ethiopia to Ghana to Burkina Faso and everywhere in between, Egypt, Tanzania, and everywhere in between. And so as we bring him on, from what I'm understanding is that Black power and Black nationalism means Pan-Africanism, and that this organization recognizes that we are 2 billion strong. We're 2 billion strong across the planet. We're going to push back against people saying ignorantly, them Africans, they ain't our people. Them Africans, they ain't our people. Now, of course, we're fighting for these Black people, these Africans, right here in America first, if we in America. Of course, we are Afro descendants. Of course, when we in America, we fighting for Black people in America first. If you in South Africa and you black, you fighting to free black South Africa first, then the diaspora and everyone abroad. But make no mistake about it, this is worldwide here. This here on the line here, worldwide. We have friends and allies in Africa and in South Africa, and we have homes and territory in other parts of the planet. And so we want to bring on the Honorable Brother Commander Chris Sankara and to tell us about how this Black Panther is about to take off in South Africa. Brother Sankara.
Revolutionary greetings, comrade. As I was being introduced, I'm Commander Chris Sankara, former national organizer of the peace, commander of the Azanian People's Liberation Army. We've been in the forefront fighting the so-called apartheid government. To us, as Pan-Africans, we don't actually, we are fighting settler colonialism, apartheid, because apartheid, it's a symptom. We are fighting the actual settler colonialism. So this is the very same enemy that you have everywhere, we have everywhere in the world as a black. Let me start by saying thanks for the opportunity, my brother, my comrade, Dr. Malik Zulu Shabazz, for this opportunity. And mine is to get to build the Black Power, the Black Panther movement here in Azania. But as you know, those who know me, I've got contact almost the whole Africa. As I was discussing with you last time, very soon I will be traveling to Ethiopia, and then we'll also going to Burkina Faso and Ghana as well. So we already have established links around the world. So the importance of us as black men, we have the very same common enemy worldwide. The black man has become the third-class citizenship everywhere, including here in South Africa. As we remain third-class citizenship right in our land. We still don't own our economy. We still don't own our land. Our people are being marginalized and also our companies, our mine minerals, our everything are still controlled by the very same white people. But the very same white people are still controlling the world. The Donald Trump of this world, they control everything, and our people don't benefit. So there's a need for us as a black man, worldwide, put our differences aside, put all the nitty-gritties and over. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether you're a Muslim, whether you are a Christian or Hindu. The first thing that comes first is it's your skin as a black man or an African. That's the first. Before you become a Christian, you are a black man. Before you become a Muslim, you're a black man. So these are the things that we need to rectify. But also the enemies also use that as a division amongst ourselves. Those are things that we need to be corrected. Secondly, is the issue of tribalism. Here in Africa, a lot of languages that we must continue promoting Pan-Africanism so that we can fight against tribalism, because the very same thing, it has caused us division amongst Africans. Hence, we find our people killing each other. Those are things that we need to conscientize, ideologically conscientize our people. We must start with liberating the mindset of our people. So we have a responsibility. But when we are done, we must come with a second phase. The second phase is to come with a program when we already liberated our people mentally. Then we have a second phase, which must be a confrontation, which must be getting organized. We have a program. I heard the brother talking about the reparation. I support that program of reparation, because if you look at the reparation, all of us here in Africa, even abroad, we have the very same enemy. Remember, you to be there in the United States, you were taken through slavery. So therefore, there's a need for us to have a program that talks about the reparation. Here in Azania, we had fought many battles, including what is called the War of Resistance. Our kingship were killed and were massacred. And those families have not even today been reparated. We had a massacre, 21st March, about Chav, which was organized by an organization case where people were massacred. More than 250 people were shot at, and 89 people who died. And some of the bodies even today have not been found. So we are also demanding reparation. There's June 16 Sharp massacre and all of that. But moreover, you have gone, not only you go to Congo, more than 15 million of our people were massacred by the Belgian King Leopold. You go to Namibia, the Germans killed our people, and so on and so on. All over in Africa, our people are taken through slavery. So there's a need for us to have a common agenda, common program, demand reparation. We must have a program. If there's a need, we have to organize worldwide, everywhere. If we have to mobilize comrades in Namibia, for example, or comrades in DRC or elsewhere, and have and as black men worldwide, we demand reparation. Then there's a third phase, which is very important. We cannot fight the enemy with just protest and all of that. We have to be realistic. The world is so cruel out there. If you are going to doing these things, the enemy is watching you. It will obviously try to kill you. We have lost so many our leaders. I mean, Bob Marley. There's a song that he sung a song about we have lost our prophets and all of that. You know about that. It is true. We have lost people like Patrice Lumumba. We have lost people like Kwame Nkrumah, Thomas Sankara, Robert Sobukwe. All of them, they were killed by the very same enemy. We need to have a militant, strong organization worldwide. We should be able to respond to some of the things. Today, we're only 3 countries in Africa that are truly liberated. That is Mali, that is Burkina Faso, and the other one, the third one. These are the truly liberated countries. All these other countries are not liberated. Because as long as we fall under the so-called democracy, our people, our so-called government, they are puppets of the very same enemy, the Western and the European, who are controlling this government. In all, our people in Africa are not yet we only have now 3 countries. Zimbabwe was one, but the current president is doing something else now. You understand? So he's doing the opposite of what we thought Mugabe was doing. So we need to protect such leaders. We need to be able to protect us, our people. We need to be able to. So that is the third phase, which is a final stage that we cannot lie to ourselves and expect that we will deal with the enemy by just marching and protest and what. We have done that in Sharpeville 1960. Our people were massacred. Hence, our plan was formed when we realized that there's no way you can face this enemy. The peaceful thing, yes, it is. Malcolm X has made it clear that the only way you can deal with this enemy is if he hit back, you must twice back. So this is the final phase, that we need to build a strong military organization worldwide. We should be able to say, now in Burkina Faso, you have heard now they were trying to attempt to assist them for the 17 times, 18 times. I mean, we must be able to say, send our guys there, defend Abraham Traore. We should be able to do that. When one of us is attacked, we should be able to respond. So those are things that are supposed to be done. But the movement should not just be about talk show, having a position and all of that. It should be realistic, and we must be ready. We must be ready to die, but not only to die, but we must be ready to kill. And I must put it straight. Me, I'm a soldier. I was trained very young. Before I left into exile, at a very age of 12 years, I was already trained in China. But at the age of 15, I went into exile. I've been trained in many countries. We've been commanding, we've been fighting with this settler colonialism. Our people have not achieved anything. So we have learned that the only way we can free our people is to fight back. So that's my final word. But in all in all, there's a need for us. The only thing I want to say, I heard you said we are 2 billion. We are more than, in Africa alone, we are more than 3 billion. Africa is very big. in Africa alone, I'm not talking about diaspora, I'm talking Africa alone. We are more than 3 billion. So the black man is all over. I've not mentioned Europe. We've got comrades everywhere in different countries that we are aligned with. But the number is bigger than just you were mentioning 2 billion. We are more than 2 billion because only here in Africa combined we're 3 billion. I mean 3 billion. I mean we're 3 billion to the list. So there's a need for us put our differences aside, things that divide us, like religion, tribalism, and all other things that we must unite. My duty is to organize and get soldiers on the ground and get people who can get the job. For me, I don't think it will be a problem. It can be. I think.
Breaking up on us there, brother. But can you?
We here. Let me turn my volume down. Okay. Wow. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. Brother Ramzu
Okay.
is up next.
Brother Ramzu next. Okay, let me say this, bring him on, and then we're off. Then this section is off. Wow. Y'all will have to rewind the tape and listen carefully. And Sister Khalida, Khalida Ramala Bastet, she carries the original Panther from Kemet. We may need to transcribe this meeting. This meeting may be worthy of transcription because it's an historic meeting. Because I believe that this movement here, based on what Sankara's saying and what I know, this Black Panther movement may become the #1 Black movement in the world. You say, oh, you just talking hype. Show me another one that's got that potential. This man here on this telephone, that man there on that line is an experienced veteran freedom fighter that have actually fought in wars against the white racist apartheid government and against the government of Rhodesia. And so now he coming in, that's when he's a teenager. So he's coming to the table with 40 years experience. The Honorable Elder Momoja Ajabu, former leader of the Black Panther militia in Indiana under the Honorable Mike McGee. Well, he comes in with more than 40 years experience, and he comes in also as an actual Vietnam veteran. Okay, so he's got combat experience, and he's up in like 50 years of experience. Okay, you got another man here that has fought in Iraq, and he's got direct combat experience. Okay, Imam Akbar, Nation of Islam experience goes back now. He's got 55 years of experience. Attorney Shabazz has extensive experience in the movement, got 26 years of legal and courtroom experience and 37 years of Black nationalist organizing experience and 15 years of Panther leadership experience. What am I telling you? I'm telling you, we got some cold-blooded veterans that is advising and being on this panel. I'm telling you, there's hundreds of years of high quality experience that is here at this table today. What will happen tomorrow? There is land at this table. This ain't rhetoric. There are people at this table that's got land, acres of land, buildings and properties, training facilities. Ain't talking about it, got it. So, as I bring on the next man, let's be mindful of what we have, because this is not nothing small from what I'm reading and from what they telling me here that Brother Elder Ajabu, they tell me that he's going with Sister Truth Bay, who we'll hear from. They're telling me that Brother Elder Ajabu, the Director of Pan-African Affairs, with the help of Sister Truth Bay, who's got extensive international experience and connections, they're telling me that the Black Panther movement is about to make connection with every African embassy and every African liberation organization in the world. And that Elder Ajabu, from what I'm understanding, is headed to South Africa with others. And that this movement here, this Black Panther movement, is going to Africa now. And they gonna come back with, and they coming back with some hell of a results. So I'm excited. I'm gonna bring on from the banks of the Nile. He's from Detroit. He's from Detroit, and he's organizing the Black Summer Campaign. Black Summer, from what I'm understanding, is all about self-determination and reparations. And Black Summer, from what I'm reading here, that y'all have already decided that the Black Panther movement is going to be 10 toes down on the Black Summer campaign all over the United States and the world, and Black Summer is about to go down. That's what I'm understanding. I'm understanding that the streets is about to be hot, that the corporations and businesses is going to be under fire for doing us injustice, and that Black people are going to be asserting their rights to self-determination through the Black Summer campaign. Well, who's behind the Black Summer campaign? It's that Black man from Detroit, Ramzu Yunus. Is he in Detroit right now? No, he too dedicated to be in Detroit. He broadcasting and organizing from the banks of the Nile in Kemet or Egypt. Well, what's he doing in Kemet or Egypt? He's building certain types of housing on the banks of the Nile River. What? He ain't just talking about going to Africa. He's building right now. Why? Because he's a zealot. Why? He's a Black self-determination fanatic. I've traveled with him to Colombia, and I've known him for a long time. He's a friend of the Honorable Hashim Nzinga. He respects Khalid Muhammad, and he's advising this Black Panther movement from what I see. And he's an international human rights leader. So I bring to you one of our best, one of our strongest, one of our most committed. I turn it over to him and back to Brother Yasu and the others. And I'm saying that I love you all and I honor you. I'm happy to be at the table with you greats. And I turn it to Brother Ramzu Yunus on the banks of the Nile, and tell us about yourself and Black Summer and Black Power to y'all. Y'all have revived my spirit, and I honor you.
Salute, everyone. Y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Salute, family, and glad to be here. It's an honor. Thank you to the Black Panther movement for inviting me, Comrade Malik, for hooking everything up. Malik is, as brother, I think Sankara or someone said, he's a specialist at this. He's been doing this since his college days, maybe even before, but I know since his college days, organizing big-time conferences, bringing people together, powerful Black leaders together. So salute to Comrade Malik. I'm glad he's still energetic and still young, because what I hate is to see our people who have been committed all of these decades grow old and die without seeing the fruits of their labor. And that's what we want to address today. And that's what Black Summer is about. Malik mentioned the time. The time brought him here. It's time that we stop having time in this struggle. We can't keep struggling forever, brothers and sisters. The Black movement, I've been all over the world involved with revolutionaries. I met some of the Pac brothers as well down in South Africa. And salute to Comrade Sankara that's on the line. Of course, met with ANC. I was there working right with Mugabe and with the ZANU-PF movement in Zimbabwe and other countries, etc., even in Venezuela with Hugo Chavez. But after viewing all of these movements, and if you study history, the Black liberation struggle in America has spent the most time talking about liberation and hadn't even liberated not one zone whatsoever. That means we're doing something wrong. We got to do something different so that this Black Panther movement won't be just another movement, because we have a lot of movements. It seems like that movement is on a hamster wheel or a treadmill because we ain't getting nowhere with these movements. We ain't getting nowhere because we haven't set the right course, the destination. Everybody, as the Bible says, how can two walk together unless they agree? We got everybody doing different things, got different agendas, different visions of liberation, different visions of freedom, yet we saying we're coming together. Some people are reformists, some people are revolutionaries. Revolutionaries and reformists can't work together. We look good together in a picture, but if I'm a revolutionary, you're a reformist, we can't work together because you're going that way and I'm going this way. Dr. King famously said in one of his strategy meetings with the SCLC, when he said we've gone from civil rights to human rights, he said we've gone from an era of reform to an era of revolution. And he said, I think we must see the great distinction between a reform movement and a revolutionary movement. And that's what we must do on this call today, on this conference today. See the distinction. Are we trying to reform America, keep asking, begging for reparations, or are we a revolutionary movement and we're going to exercise our right to reparations and take those reparations? We can't keep asking these people, man, like they have. Listen, I'm going to read from the Black Panther. I thought I was going to read point 7. I'm just going to read a couple of words from point 7 in the Black Panther Black Movement program. Self-determination and reparations. That's the heading there. Up, you mighty race. Up, you mighty nation. You can accomplish what you will. That's all I need to read from that right there. Self-determination and reparations. Up, you mighty nation. You can accomplish what you will. Now, if we can accomplish what we will and we will self-determination, it's up to us. If we will reparations, it's up to us because these things are rights. We don't have to wait on the United States to give us reparations. We don't have to wait on the United Nations to try to make the United States give us reparations. And if we knew what reparations was, we wouldn't be in those forums that we continuously be in talking about reparations. We would know that reparations is ours, our right, and we can take those reparations. United Nations has a resolution called Basic Principles. You all look this up. Malik said he's going to give us some legal documents. I'm going to give you some legal documents as well. It's a resolution adopted by the United Nations called Basic Principles and Guidelines on the Right to a Remedy and Reparation. Now, this is the United Nations adopted by the General Assembly, meaning all the nations as part of the United Nations adopted this resolution. Well, because we need guidelines on reparations. And as it seems, we don't know nothing about reparations. We see it talking about, I'm going to pressure the government to give us this, give us that. First and foremost, this document says reparations means return of those people who have been violated to liberty. So self-determination, which is point 7, is part of reparations. You can't have reparations unless we are repaired, given our freedom back. And there's nowhere on earth has the United Nations gave a people liberty. People had to fight for their liberty. United Nations just recognized that they had a right to fight for their liberty. The United Nations recognized that Black people, we have a right to take our reparations and repair ourselves. We have a right to self-determination. Wherever Black people are, we can take it over in America. We don't have to do a formation. That's good, do a formation. Come with that formation, but come equipped to take over. That's the right of self-determination. We got to stop being impotent. I left America at a young age because I got out of prison myself, into the movement, but I felt like I was a man at the height of my supposed to be potency for sexuality, but I felt impotent because I'm part of a movement that haven't gave birth to liberation yet. And here we go 20-something years later, and we still ain't gave birth to nothing. So are we impotent? It looks like it. So now we have to bring this to a conclusion. Malik said the time says we got to stop being stuck in time. Stop being stuck doing the same thing over and over again. If this is a movement that's going to bring change, it can't bring change if it's going to do the same thing over and over again. What are we going to do different?
Yes, sir.
We got to do something different. That different is what we're promoting for Black Summer. That's asserting the right of self-determination. Panther movement, everybody who's members, go out and, like Malik said, get you some legal paper. Learn your right of self-determination. All revolutions are based on self-determination. It's not based on integration. It's not based on inclusion. It's not based on asking for equal rights. It's taking your land, your territory, and creating a nation so that you can be equal with other people.
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to go long here. I guess that's my sign to shut up. But brothers and sisters, if this is a movement, and this movement wants to actually effect some change, we can't do the same thing over and over again. Let's learn what reparations really is. Let's learn what self-determination is. Throw out that Kwanzaa definition, by the way. That's not self-determination. Pick up the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights and learn that all peoples have a right of self-determination, and by virtue of that right, they freely determine their political status and freely pursue their economic, social, and cultural development. That means wherever we are, brothers and sisters, whether it be Detroit, Atlanta, South Side of Chicago, whatever place or territory Black people are, we can stand up and say, look, we declare independence and lawfully take control of it. So are we going to make that revolutionary move, or are we going to stay reformist and stuck in this hamster wheel asking for justice? That's all I have to say. Love you all. Salute.
Tell us about Black Summer real quick. Give us more details on Black Summer.
All right, Black Summer is jumping off July the 4th. We want it to be everywhere in America, but if it's not, we're definitely in Detroit. Because got to have one liberated zone, like you saw those college students doing because of the Palestinian genocide. They were creating liberated zones on the college campuses throughout America. Well, we want to create some liberated, because that's part of law. That's part of revolution. I know Brother Sankar knows about liberated zones. Whenever you're struggling in a struggle, every place you take, that's a liberated zone. That's self-determining. That's the law. So in Black Summer, we're saying, look, we're taking reparations. We're taking our justice because we're going to stand up wherever we are in masses. We're having a formal vote as well. But if enough people stand up in one place, that's evident of the people's will, so we can declare independence and take over that city. It sounds radical, but if you ain't doing nothing radical, you're doing the same thing over and over again. So Black Summer, but you can get with us so we can further organize. We need people all over the place. We need to have organizing committees. It's jumping off July the 4th. If you can make it to Detroit, make it to Detroit so we can have more people there so we can at least take one city and then the rest of them will fall like dominoes. But we have to create a liberated zone, a liberated territory for our people, set an example, and we have to use the extremity of law, of our rights, and our rights, and we can actually do that. So that's what the Republic of New Africa said. Let's follow through what the Republic of New Africa said, and Nation of Islam and all of our nationalist organizations had the same aspiration. So it's up to do it. Black Summer, July the 4th. If you can rise up in your city, do so. But we're rising up definitely in Detroit and hopefully all over the nation and say, look, we declare independence. That's how you stop Trump. Assert your right of self-determination. You can't do nothing with civil rights besides try to get some privileges from a constitutional system that's controlled by a majority Republican Party right now. Self-determination is all we have. There's no revolution, as Dr. Collins said, is the only solution. And Black Summer is revolution. It's the ending of that time that we're stuck in, engaged in struggle. Love you all.
Wow.
Salute.
Brother Chairman, Chairman Emeritus, Brother Malik, we appreciate that. We appreciate the work being done from the Attorney General also. And we want to make sure that we give thanks for the work and the collective of all the people that are doing the work, not just in the United States, but around the world. One thing that we want to push also, we want to touch, we have a program for you guys. We have things for you to be able to put into place to make sure that you get the results out the community that you are supposed to get. Quickly to close out, we're going to close. I got a couple of things I'm going to speak about on the website, and then we're going to close out with some powerful words from our Black Power General, Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. This is about an 8-9 minute video. That'll be the end of it. If you guys want to contact us, like I said again, please give us a call, 1-844-84-UNITY. You also can find us on Facebook, any other platforms, Black Power Movement. And then also the Eye of the Panther. I want to show you guys this paper. It's a very powerful paper. This paper is our weapon against what it is that Trump is trying to do to us in the community. I want you guys to please support this paper. Please get this paper and push this paper. If you want to submit articles or information to put in this paper, please send that to us. The email is theliberationpaper2024@gmail. We have items for you guys, our members that are around the country that want to support us. We have shirts. We have different things that you guys can be able to push in the community. We have tumblers. You guys can get these cold and hot tumblers. We have Panther buttons. We have the old style Panther button. We also have the new style Panther button. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. If not, you can go to the page and be able to see it. Our website, you can come to the website and also apply to join with us, to come together to organize with us. There's also some news on the website or social media links. There's a lot of useful information that you guys can use and utilize. There's the website there. The website is blackpanthermovement.net. You guys can come, you can donate. Also, this is a platform for you to empower the community and the people. Please utilize this website. Please come to this website. When you go to the website, you can also go, there's a section, our marketplace. We're trying to build a Black book, a network of Black businesses. We want to have our own way to be able to present different organizations, different things that we're doing in the community, different services. We want to make sure that we can put everything in one place and have something where people can come to a business directory for Black people. We're moving and we're organizing on a very mass level. We have a lot of things. There's a lot of layers to this. We haven't really touched the surface of it. We're just scratching the beginning of what we're doing. It's going to grow as we move, and we hope you guys will be with us to grow as we move. I do want to go ahead and give Sister Truth Bay a couple of minutes to speak on. I know she was supposed to speak earlier. A couple of minutes for that for us to close out, and then we're going to close out with the words from Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, and then after that, it's time to put in the work. Sister Truth Bay, are you there? Can you hear me? Go ahead, give you a couple minutes, sister, and then we'll be closing out. Black Power.
Black Power. I'm sorry, I am a little late, but following Brother Ramzu and so many great minds here, I first want to give honor to God the Most High and to Sheikh Imam Akbar, National Chairman, and Malik Julu Shabazz, first and foremost. This day is historic, honestly. To see powerhouses coming together for the sake of a movement is the greatest gift, especially for our Black youth. So my name is Dr. Critical Truth Bear. I'm actually a policy analyst for the Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated. That includes the Courts of Justice for CARICOM. And as a Panther, honestly, you can't do it without a strong Black military to black that call. And so with that being said, us coming together today is the most grateful and should not be taken lightly. Unity, reparations, restorations, restitution is the name of the game this year. So we're currently putting together a global youth council for the 6th region. That includes those in the diaspora. And so human rights as a law, policy and legislation is very important, as Brother Ramsey and many others have touched, that we don't have any bills to protect our assets as a people, especially with House Resolution 194 that was drafted in 2008. It was the apology for the atrocities of not only chattel slavery, Jim Crow, but slavery itself. It has a payback, but this apology had no amends to it, family. And this is why it's important that as a Black Power movement, that we all put hearts and minds together, the UNIA, Republic of New Africa, with Black liberation groups, and even the Ethiopian World Federation, where Haile Selassie laid down a blueprint all the way from Ethiopia. So for us to merge together as the 5th and 6th region, it is so important. The Afro-descendant nation has done a wonderful job as well, Cornel West, and I think I saw Sister Melina here earlier. Powerhouses are really trying to change the scope of the political jargon for our people. And this is why at the end of the day, when we empower our youth to train them in civic engagement, to build institutions, to really bring forth an education and housing, create jobs, and to grow our own food, these self-determination factors is what's going to really determine the future for our youth. And so it's, not about to be about it, not to be Facebook advocates, but these are real people that's in this room. I'm honored, honestly, so honored to be among such greatness. Everybody in the individual 4 corners of the earth have done some work for the last 5 decades. And so we don't want to take lightly the instructions now moving forward on us really coming together and empowering our Black youth, whether you're Rastafari, whether you're Muslim, Christian, atheist, Seventh-day Adventist, or any group or tribe. Our children must be in the forefront. They must work together. So this movement and really highlighting that is the greatest gift in the month of April, is restoration. So what I'd like to see in legislation, first and foremost, is restitution for our family. So I want to give a shout out to Chris Larson for Coalition in a Just and Equitable California, as well as Brother Double R, who's been working in the state legislation for reparations, Camilla Moore as well. And these groups for us to create our own courts of justice. We need that, family. We can't depend on even the international courts of justice because they have not brought the violations of us as a Black people, right? Human rights as a law. And so because slave catchers and law enforcement is not um, enough for us to continue to read about the negatives of how we are treated, but to change the scope by adding the most powerful weapon, family, and that's the power of the pen. So um, while we continue to create and honor our ancestors, what the Black Panther Party stood for in 1966 was to be involved. Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale, they went into the schools, they did deals with local television crew. They actually went inside and studied the law and legislation of that time in that era. That's why they were able to make a change. And so just
Right.
FYI, the Jenkinsons was part of that. But coming together now is such an honor for us to bring all of our talents, different or wise, to bring it together to make that change. And we got to have legislation. We have to have our own courts. That's really up. And more importantly, Black Power is a movement. It is not a feeling. And so with that being said, I'm honored again to see and be amongst all you great minds. Rashad Singleton, shout out to you, National Reparations Report Card. Let's build these bridges for our young people and save our cubs. Power to the people.
Black power, black power, black power. The motto of the Black Panther movement is organize, organize, organize. If you guys don't see what we're doing, you know, we're organizing on a bigger level. We're organizing on a level that has never been done. We're trying to infuse every aspect of what the Panther is into one movement to create a mass movement that is a force and a reckon to be dealt with on any level. And also the collective of organizations and members that creates this round table of everyone that comes together is what the power of this is going to be. One thing also that we got to remember, we have to also give thanks and gratitude for the ones that came before us. Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, our Black Power General. No, none of us would be here if it wasn't for that brother. Not only that brother, the brother Malcolm X, the brother Mosiah Garvey. There's a lot of people that came in and did the work and allowed us to be able to do the things that we're doing now. We also want to make sure we continue to push that legacy. We learn off of that knowledge, off that history, and we try to correct the mistakes that were done in the past so that way we don't commit the same mistakes in the future. That is basically what this movement is about, and we're going to build and we're going to grow as we go. Sister, can you go to that video of Dr. Khalid? I would like to close out. We may get Sister Abdullah on before we close out. We're trying to work on that. But I do want to close out with this lecture, this short 9-minute lecture, a segment of a lecture from Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, the truth that you should know. Every Black man, every Black woman, and every Black child is the original man. We are the original people of this earth. And we must go back and get back to the statuses that we were at previously of king and queens to make sure that we can produce things and keep our future moving. Sister, if you go ahead and start that video afterwards, we may close out with a few final words, and then we all will be dismissed from this meeting, this introduction. We appreciate everything and everybody coming to the table, and we look forward to what we can build. Black Power.
Is it good?